in last lecture we have seen the monosaccharides, about the monosaccharides, that is the about glucose and fructose. Now we have to learn disaccharides. The well-known common disaccharides are sucrose, maltose, lactose, etc. Now first we have to study about the sucrose and then we will study the maltose and lactose also. Now what is the definition of disaccharides? Now disaccharides are the sugars which on hydrolysis gives 2 units of monosaccharides. And the hydrolysis may be carried by dilute acids or enzymes. So the sugars or saccharides which on hydrolysis with dilute acids or dilute enzymes gives the 2 units of monosaccharides such as glucose, fructose, etc. Now these disaccharides, that are the sucrose, maltose, lactose, etc., in which the monosaccharide units are joined by a glycosidic linkage. Glycosidic linkage means 2 monosaccharide units are joined with each other by this is the glycosidic linkage by the oxygen atom. Now suppose this is the Haber projection formula of sucrose. Now what is that is anomeric carbon here, number 1 carbon, which have OH group to the right hand side in the Fischer projection formula of glucose. Now the hydrogen atom of one of the hydroxyl group of this glucose molecule, and this is the beta D fructose molecule in which the hydroxyl group is at upper side at this second carbon atom of the fructose. We know that this is the second carbon because this is the first 1, 2. Last lecture we already see this Haber projection formula of alpha D glucose unit and beta D fructose unit. Into that there are the OH group and the first carbon of the glucose and second carbon of the fructose. From that 2 hydroxyl groups, the water molecule get eliminated, H of one of the hydrogen and OH of the hydroxyl group, and they are joined, this number 1 carbon and number 2 carbon. Now this is the number 1 carbon of glucose and this is the number 2 carbon of the fructose by this glycosidic linkage. And this is the total Haber projection formula of sucrose, because sucrose on hydrolysis gives 1 molecule of glucose and 1 molecule of the fructose. Now this is the total structure of the sucrose. Now in this structure there is these 2 units are joined by this glycosidic linkage. This linkage is called as the glycosidic linkage. Now this is the glycosidic linkage because in which the 2 monosaccharide units, that are the glucose and fructose, are joined by the oxygen atom and water molecule of the 2 hydroxyl groups is eliminated. Now this is the glycosidic linkage. Now see here what they said, that the 2 monosaccharide units are linked together by glycosidic linkage in the disaccharide, and if we have to hydrolyze this sucrose, then this glycosidic linkage breaks and water molecule adds, because during hydrolysis there is the addition of water molecule. Suppose this oxygen is to this glucose, then from water molecule the hydrogen adds into this and oxygen adds, hydrogen group adds into this, and in this way there are the 2 glucose and fructose monosaccharides will be formed after the hydrolysis of this, that is the cane sugar sucrose. Now the glycosidic linkage is formed by the removal of water molecule. I already tell you, by the reaction of two hydroxyl group. Here are the hydroxyl group, two hydroxyl group from two monosaccharide units. These are the monosaccharide units, alpha D glucose and beta D fructose. They are joined by the glycosidic linkage in the sucrose molecule. The most common disaccharides are sucrose, maltose and lactose. Now this is the structure, Haber projection formula of that of the sucrose. Now this sucrose C12H22O11 cane sugar on hydrolysis, that is the addition of water molecule here in the presence of enzyme. In our body there are the enzymes, or dilute acid in the presence of dilute acid, they give the hydrolysis after these two different monosaccharide units. Sucrose is the dextrorotatory sugar. See here, they always ask you question in the board examination, why the sucrose is called as the invert sugar. Give reason. Now that is the answer, that sucrose is dextrorotatory, which is having the rotation plus 66.5. Now this is the dextrorotatory sugar. But what happened after the hydrolysis? See here. So sucrose is called as the, that is the inverted sugar. Why it is called as inverted sugar? Because it gives the equimolar mixture of glucose and fructose and hydrolysis. Now this glucose have the, that is the dextrorotation of about only 52.7 degree, and this fructose have the Leo rotation which is greater than the dextrorotation of the glucose, and that is equal to minus 92.4 degree. That means after hydrolysis there is greater of what? Leo rotation than the dextrorotation. First this sugar is dextrorotatory when it is in the form of sucrose. See here, and after hydrolysis there is Leo rotation. The result of the hydrolysis is nothing but that is the Leo rotation, that means negative. If we minus this 52.7 degree from the this 92.4 degree, then minus, that is the Leo rotation is more than the dextrorotation. So first sucrose is dextrorotatory, that is positive rotation 66.5 degree, but after hydrolysis there is greater what? Leo rotation. That means sucrose get invert, dextrorotation converted into the Leo rotation. So it is called as sucrose, called as the inverted sugar. Remember that there is always after hydrolysis the Leo rotation is greater than the dextrorotation, and hence sucrose is called as the invert sugar. Now the hydrolysis product, that is this glucose and fructose, on hydrolysis there is the result is the Leo rotation, and so the sucrose is called as the inverted sugar. The hydrolysis of sucrose is also called as the inversion of sucrose. Why? Because positive dextrorotation 66.5 degree converted into the negative Leo rotation. So it is always called as the inversion of the sucrose, and the product is called as the invert sugar. Remember that, because there is the inversion of the rotation. Positive rotation converts into the negative rotation. So it is called as the invert sugar. Structure of sucrose contain glycosidic linkage between the C1, that is the alpha glucose C1, and C2 of the beta fructose. I tell you that. Now see here, this is the number 1 carbon of the glucose unit, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth. And in fructose this is number 1 carbon, 2, 3, 4, 5 and this is the 6th carbon. Now see, there is the glycosidic linkage between the C1 of the alpha D glucose and C2 of the beta D fructose. Now this is the structure of the sucrose, which is the disaccharide. Now there is again, that is the aldehydic potential aldehyde and ketone group, both are present into this monosaccharide unit. We know that in glucose there is the aldehyde group, and fructose there is the ketonic group in the open chain structure. We see that. Now these both groups of monosaccharide units are involved in the formation of the glycosidic bond. Glycosidic linkage means glycosidic bond in the sucrose, and hence this sucrose is the non-reducing sugar. Why sucrose is non-reducing sugar? Because the aldehyde group of the C1 glucose is not there. That is converted into this glycosidic linkage. We know that there is the aldehyde group in the glucose, but when they form this glycosidic bond between the two, that is this glucose and fructose, what happened? The aldehyde group is converted into the glycosidic bond. So there is no aldehyde group. As there is no aldehyde group, therefore it is not the reducing sugar. Because why? Glucose is reducing sugar. In glucose there is the aldehyde group in which the hydrogen atom is directly attached to the carbonyl group, and due to that hydrogen atom, glucose is the reducing sugar. But sucrose is, why it is not reducing sugar? Because in sucrose the aldehyde group and this ketonic group of the fructose are converted into the glycosidic linkage or glycosidic bond, as there is no aldehyde group. So sucrose is that is the non-reducing sugar. Remember that. They may be ask you the question, why sucrose is non-reducing sugar? That is the answer. Now this is about the first disaccharide, that is the sucrose. In examination there may be 4 marks question or 3 marks question on this topic. Draw the Haber projection formula of the sucrose. What is glycosidic linkage? Define disaccharides, and why sucrose is called as the inverted sugar, and why sucrose is the non-reducing sugar. All these must be come in the answer of this disaccharide, that is the sucrose. This is very important. Now let us see the next disaccharide, that is the maltose. Now see, this is the another disaccharide sugar, that is the maltose. Now maltose is also disaccharide sugar because on hydrolysis with acid, dilute acids or dilute enzymes, it gives the 2 units of the same monosaccharide, and that same monosaccharide is the glucose, that is the alpha D glucose. So the maltose on hydrolysis with the acids or enzymes gives the 2 monosaccharide units of the same, that is the alpha D glucose. Now here in the Haber projection formula, see in the that there is the this is the Haber projection formula of maltose. Now this is the Haber projection formula of maltose. Into that the 2 monosaccharide units, that is the 2 alpha D glucose units, are joined by the glycosidic linkage here also. So this is the 1,4 glycosidic bond. Why it is called as the 1,4 glycosidic bond? Because the C1 carbon of the first alpha D glucose and C4 carbon of the second alpha D glucose are joined by 1,4 glycosidic bond. So this linkage is also called as the alpha 1,4 glycosidic linkage. Now see, this is the first carbon of this unit, first, second, third, and this is the fourth. And in this unit, this is the first carbon, second, third, and fourth. Now this maltose sugar is also the reducing sugar. Why this is reducing sugar? Because in maltose the C4 unit of the first unit of the alpha D glucose, that is the C4 carbon, have the aldehyde group, and again in the second, this is the second molecule. Here also there is no glycosidic bond. This is also free. C1 of the second alpha D glucose, the C1 of the second alpha D glucose is free. That is aldehyde group is free. So there is the aldehyde group into the second molecule at the C1 carbon atom. So it is the, that is reducing sugar. Now see here also monosaccharide, these 2 molecules of the glucose joined into the maltose, that is the disaccharide, having same molecular formula as that of the sucrose, C12H22O11. Now this is also that is maltose, C12H22O11 on hydrolysis gives C6H12O6, that is the glucose. Remember here both the molecules are glucose, not one glucose and one fructose. That is in sucrose. Here all these two molecules are glucose. This is the maltose sugar, that is the disaccharide sugar. Now this disaccharide which gives the same 2 units of monosaccharide, that is the glucose. The glycosidic bond in maltose is formed between C1 of one glucose unit and C4 of another. C1 of one and C4 of another, there is the glycosidic bond. So this glycosidic bond is called as the 1,4 alpha 1,4 glycosidic bond. Why it is alpha? Because glucose have the monomers, that is the alpha. Now here the hemiacetal group of the C1 of the second unit. Now we know that this is the C4 of the second unit and this is the C1. So this hemiacetal group in the second unit of the alpha D glucose is free. And so what is there? It is not involved into the formation of glycosidic linkage. There is no glycosidic linkage on the C1 carbon of the second unit, and therefore hence maltose is the reducing sugar, because that C1 carbon is free and there is the aldehyde group, so maltose is the reducing sugar. So in examination they may be asked you the question, why maltose is the reducing sugar? So that is the answer, that in the second unit of the that is the C1 carbon, there is the hemiacetal group which is free, there is no formation of glycosidic linkage, and therefore maltose is the reducing sugar. Now this is the second reducing sugar, that is the maltose. Let us see the third reducing sugar now, that is the, what is that? The next reducing sugar, that is the which? Lactose is the third, that is also for our study now. Now there is no, that is the our projection formula given in the this third, that is the disaccharide lactose. There is only some information about it, that is lactose also having the molecular formula C12H22O11. It is also the disaccharide present in the milk. You know that lactose is the milk sugar found into the milk. It is formed from the two monosaccharide units. They are D-galactose and D-glucose. Now, the glycosidic linkage between the C1 of the beta-D-galactose and C4 of the glucose, there is the glycosidic linkage, and from that glycosidic linkage, these beta-D-galactose and glucose are joined to each other, the two monosaccharide units, and form the lactose sugar. There the linkage in the lactose is called as the beta-1,4 glycosidic linkage. Why it is called as in now see in maltose it is called as the alpha-1,4 glycosidic linkage. But in lactose it is called as the beta-1,4 glycosidic linkage, because galactose is having the beta, that is anomers. So it is the beta-1,4 glycosidic linkage. The hemiacetal group of C1 of the glucose unit is also not involved in this also into the glycosidic linkage. So that is, it is free, and therefore lactose is also the reducing sugar. Remember that. Only the, that is what? Sucrose is the non-reducing sugar in the disaccharide. But lactose and maltose both are the reducing sugar. And the our projection formula is also shown in this that is same as that of the maltose in this also. Now let us see the polysaccharides now.